All right, hello FIDE parents, and welcome to this short video where we are going to go over an overview of what this month's lesson is going to be on. All right, so just going straight into it, this month's lesson is on virtue. All right, and if you are unfamiliar with virtue or need to have a refresher of what the Catholic Church teaches about virtue, or simply just want to go deeper in your understanding of virtue, then go ahead and refer to the Heart and Soul Catechetical Resource, which is directed towards adults and teens. And that way you can actually dive deeper into this topic and understand it more and apply it to your life more. All right. So that's a good way to review before you start talking to your kids about it. But this packet is for your kids who are in grades 6 through 8. And this is more of a working lesson, so they get to kind of observe themselves more and kind of see, like, where can I improve as a person. And that's really what we're trying to do with this lesson, specifically on virtue. Understand what virtue is, and then how do I make myself more virtuous. All right, and since this is an older group of kids, they can internalize this a little bit more, so the activities are really set towards that. All right, as always in the lessons, there are 3 lessons that are age appropriate, that have videos, handouts, activities, and family challenges. All right, so make sure that that you pay attention to those as you go through this. All right, diving into the topic of virtue, one of the things you will notice in this lesson is there are 2 more added symbols in the symbol section. All right, those symbols are the listening symbol, which is an ear, and then the reading symbol, which is a book. All right. So the listening symbol is a podcast symbol. All right. And that's something that, you can do like at any time. Like you can say, okay, you're going to listen to this podcast for a little bit, and they're not long. I mean, 10 minutes at most. So you can do that without being present with your kid. They can just listen to it on their own. So like if you need to go, clean the house, or go do something in the car, or do something outside, or just want alone time, that's a good time to let them, hey, listen to this podcast while I go do this, so they can hear that on their own, internalize it. Or if you want to be there with them too, that's perfect. That's perfectly great too. All right. So that's a new symbol. And then there's the reading symbol, which is reading a story. We have been doing this, but I think it was more appropriate to put a new symbol towards it. So we had the reading symbol, which is reading a story or a document together to help understand the topic a little bit more. All right. So let's go into lesson 1, which is the only lesson we're going to go over today, just so you have an understanding of what's going on. All right. So you have your objective page, as usual. Then you'll have your supplies page, which tells you what you need for this lesson specifically. All right. Then we move on to the beginning. All right. And the beginning just is an introduction. Okay. Do you guys know what virtue is? Have you heard the word before? Can you take a guess of what virtue is? All right. Just to get them engaged into the topic and know what they are going to be discussing. All right. Then they'll watch a video which explains what virtue is. All right. After they watch the video, they'll have a review of the video. So you'll have questions to ask them, like, oh, what do you think about this? What is it? What did they say in the video about virtue? What is it? All right. What are the things that you need to have in order to have a virtue? All right. Things like that to get them engaged and more involved in the topic. Then you'll go into the listening section. All right. And just a short information, a little information about the listening section. Each listening one is probably going to be more directed towards a saint story. All right. So if you see a listening symbol, it's probably going to involve a saint story. I think it's important for kids to hear saint stories so they know that these things, well, one, saints are humans, but also that they know that achieving these great feats of virtue are possible. All right. So it's good for them to hear the stories like, okay, if this person can do it, then I can do it too. All right. And it's achievable. All right. In different ways. All right. So I think listening to the saint stories is great. And after you listen to the saint story, you'll have a couple follow-up questions just to make sure they understand what's going on in the story. All right. Then we go into the do section. which will be more of an application. Okay, how does this apply to me? How can I be more like this? How can I apply this understanding of virtue to my life? All right, so that's what you're going to have in the do section. Then you have the create section, which is more of a goal setting. All right, so that way they can understand, okay, here's how I can do it. Now here's how I'm going to manifest and actually put into practice what I want to do. All right. One thing you're going to notice is there's only a diving deeper section in the first lesson. This is a pretty hefty lesson, so I didn't have enough room to put diving deeper sections in each lesson. So just be aware of that. If you want diving deeper section or diving deeper information or resources for the other lessons, please let me know. Send me an email and I'll be happy to send you more resources. I just did not have enough room to incorporate the diving deeper part of each lesson into these lessons. All right, so that is lesson 1. All right, so it's pretty simple. Again, it's pretty straightforward. If you need help, please email me and I'm happy to help. And I hope you guys enjoy this. Again, this will be in the back of the church as a hard copy, but I'll be sending out an email. The digital copy is way more useful just because you can actually access the links pretty quickly. All right, hope you have a good day and God bless.